Welcome to What's the Buzz, the podcast that spotlights local business leaders, bold ideas, and the heartbeat of the South Shore. Produced by Marshfield Community Media and recorded at South Shore Hive, each episode features authentic conversations that inspire, inform, and energize. Whether you're starting out, scaling up, or giving back, this is where connection meets community. Buzz by and see what's happening. This episode of What's the Buzz is brought to you by Cote Law Group, trusted legal counsel for today's business leaders. From startup formation to contracts and corporate guidance, they're here to help your business thrive. Hi, everybody. Valerie McSorely here with another episode of What's the Buzz. And today we are very buzzworthy. We are here celebrating Cote Law Group's one-year anniversary with Ben Cote himself.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is a wonderful occasion to celebrate. Huge milestone for you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's great. You have a fantastic turnout. I can barely even hear with the crowd behind us. I was worried that there wasn't going to be room to park in the parking lot.
Yep.
And then I found a little tiny spot and it was just right. So tell me, how's the first year been?
It's been a blur. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it's been great.
Yeah?
Yep.
What are the, when you're just building and you're just starting out, the highs are high and the lows are low. So what's the standout thing the accomplishments that stand out for you?
Accomplishments, I'm very proud of the fact that from month one we've been profitable. Yep. It's not always the case.
No.
Yep. And we've had a lot of clients that have referred their family members to us. So we get a lot of word of mouth business, which is not only good business, but it's also very gratifying because it means that we're doing something right.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about, that organic growth that helps, that you're not even saying a word, your name's being mentioned in rooms you're not even in, and that's word of mouth that's
I recently had a situation where I was at my daughter's preschool graduation, and I was chatting with one of the parents, and I mentioned that I owned a law firm in Marshfield. And they said, "Oh, which one?" And I said, "Cote Law Group." And they go, "Oh, we actually had a consultation at your office yesterday with your associate."
Oh, that's awesome.
And I said, "Oh, great. How did you hear about us?" And they're like, "Oh, we heard about you on Facebook. We posted in the Marshfield forum and said, who should we talk to set up a will or a trust?" And we got like 6 responses that all said, "Go talk to Ben." So it's pretty cool how that can take off.
That's awesome. Now, in terms of growth, you said that they talked to one of your associates. Where did you start and where are you now with your team?
Yep. So it started with me as the only attorney, and then I had 2 support staff, Jenny and Brianna. Could not do any of this without them. It's
They're
funny.
rock stars.
I call them the adults in the room. If you have a legal question, I can answer it. Pretty much anything else, they handle it. And then we brought on Becky, who does real estate basically full time. And then Sam Ribeiro, she helps me with probate, estate planning, real estate. So we basically have 4 of us that are 3 of us full-time, another of-counsel attorney, and then another of-counsel attorney that's part-time. So we've grown a lot in the last year.
Okay, that's great. So you've had, you're very fortunate to find all those wonderful people because it's not easy. That's always a challenge for a new business owner, is making the hire, growing the team, onboarding, making sure that everybody kind of fits together. And it seems like you have a really nice, well-rounded group here. And the adults in the room that you mentioned, I've worked with both Jenny and Brianna, and you're in very capable hands. So that's great.
That's right.
So you have multiple areas of practice.
That's right.
Okay. Can you tell me?
Sure. So we offer estate planning services. So we help people with wills and trusts. And we do probate. So we help people after somebody's passed away, we can settle their estate. We do a ton of real estate. So buying and selling homes, businesses, commercial buildings, and then we do business law as well. So if somebody wants to start a business, they need help with governance or reviewing contracts, that's something that we can help them with as well.
Awesome. And you are, I can say this from experience, so knowledgeable. I've interviewed you a few times and I've seen just hardball, all these just pitching questions at you, and you are taking them as fast as you can get them. And super, super knowledgeable, super patient and kind and generous with your time and your thoughtfulness and your explanations. And I've seen you unravel a few really challenging situations and just make them understandable for people and really sort of everyday layman's terms.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, it's true, and I don't say that lightly. So now you've got the first year under your belt. What's next?
So I think we're going to continue to grow the team. So probably bringing on another full-time attorney. So we're busy and we need more help. So that's probably in the cards. And then it's really just trying to help as many families as we can and really grow the network. Because the way I look at helping a client is I'm not trying to help them solve one problem. I'm trying to be there to help them solve their problems into the future. And so part of that comes, I can grow a network where I'm able to refer partners that are able to help my clients, and we create teams, and I think everyone wins. So I'm going to continue trying to meet more people, grow those teams, and really grow the size, but also the help that we're able to provide.
Well, you're doing a great job. And there's a few adorable little girls running around here with their face painted. Are those your daughters? Yep.
So I have 3 daughters. So we have Willow, Lainey, and Rose. And then I have a son. He's 18 months old. His name's Teddy.
You're so blessed. It's so fortunate. That's great. And it's definitely, you get the family, you just get that family vibe through everything you do. And your role in the community and with your children, I think it's really lovely. And if people want to get in touch with you, they want to, do you offer a consultation? How does that work?
Yeah, so we offer a free consultation.
Okay.
So we'll sit down with anyone about something that a practice area that we handle. And most of the time by that first meeting, we have a good idea of what we're going to do. And we have a plan in place, and then we're hired on the spot. But sometimes it's not a good fit, and that's okay too. But for estate planning, for sure, people just come in. We talk for usually about an hour. We'll come up with a plan, and then we're signing usually about 30 days later. We offer flat fee pricing on 90% of what we do.
Okay.
So I've never had a client that gets surprised by a bill, which I think is part of the reason why people like working with us. There's no surprises.
People don't like surprises.
No, they don't.
Not with legal bills.
Not with lawyers.
No, lawyers and surprises are not good friends. So what should they bring for that appointment? How should you be prepared? Because I can say from experience that's something you want to think about when you don't need to be thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. So we send them a link with probably a 5 to 10 minute questionnaire.
Okay.
And so they can fill in their information, phone numbers, their kids' names, all that sort of stuff. And it lets us get really into the weeds and start digging in right away. And then if they have existing documents, bringing those with them can be really helpful. But other than that, just kind of having an understanding of what you own, approximate values of accounts, and probably most importantly is just being open to the idea of making decisions.
Okay.
So sometimes one of the biggest blocks that we have isn't that there's something that's too complicated or something that is impossible to solve. It's just committing to a decision is a big step for a lot of people. And so sometimes just thinking through who do we want to receive our assets, who do we want to make decisions for us as a fiduciary. If you have a concept of who those people are going to be, it makes the rest of the plan really easy to put together.
Definitely. And if you're thinking of families with children, what ages do you need to be thinking about for your children? Is it up to 25? Is it up to 18? What's that look like?
I tell people that one of the best things and worst things about estate planning is that there are so many choices.
Okay.
So for some people, 18 is a perfectly fine age. So you can have an 18-year-old that's very responsible, ready to manage any amount of money. There's no problems that you have to worry about. You could also have a child that might be 50 and they still aren't sure if they're ready for the money. So it entirely depends on who the person is that you're trying to provide for. But my most common thing that I see with clients is probably distributions at 25, 30, and 35. But oftentimes we'll leave it up to the trustee, and the trustee can decide when they're ready, which is a really good option because it provides protection. So that if, for instance, they were going through a divorce, that money wouldn't be split as part of the divorce settlement. So it's entirely contextual based on the family and the people.
That's a good point. So if you're in a divorce situation, you should be thinking about that. That's a good sort of strategy to employ as you're going through that process. I really thought about that. Yeah,
so especially for kids. So if one of your children is going through a divorce and you're concerned that maybe you have health issues, that could be a possibility where they inherit during that process, we can make a change that basically protects their inheritance so it wouldn't be subject to division. And in most cases, it's an hour of our time. So it's really just knowing that that's an option and being able to come in and talk through it. And then once the storm passes, we can switch it back and have the money go to them right away.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know your options and what's available. What was the biggest surprise that you had this year?
I think the biggest surprise was I had a good handle on what the legal work was going to be like. Kind of had a good handle on the administrative side. Really developing business is the thing that's the biggest surprise. And you're not really truly ready for it because even in a sales role at my last job, yeah, it's good to go out and make connections and everything. But when the existence of the company is really depending on your ability to go out, connect with people, build relationships, strategic partnerships, that's where you really say like, yeah, I can do this. And so that's maybe the biggest surprise is that I very quickly realized I could do it. Because it's one of those things that until you get thrown in, you're just not sure.
Well, you have the perfect personality for it. You're great with representing your firm. You're always out in the community, super active. And I think you're doing all the things that you can to gain visibility. And I know you've done so much with social media that you've done yourself, which I'm super impressed. You're not afraid to try. I like that about you.
Yeah, so my motto is just try it. If it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't, try something else.
Yep.
And that is a good thing and a bad thing because sometimes you might not give enough time to something to actually see if it works. But so far, it's worked great. And so what we'll do is, or what I do, is I try and spend at least one day a week where I'm developing social media videos or written materials, and then I'm able to distribute those throughout the week. And it's allowed me to really grow a lot of connections with other professionals. And the other piece that comes with that is I post all of it to my website so that now when people are searching for services that I write about, I rank higher on the searches. So it's been really helpful. And actually, we've seen a steady increase of the number of customers or clients that are coming from web traffic rather than referrals, which makes it even better for us because that person might not have other connections, and then we can reciprocate to the people that are referring us clients. So it's kind of fresh people to introduce to our existing network.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Good for you. So what's next?
I think we're going to continue to grow and really just try and help as many families as we can build the brand and really get things fine-tuned so that we have the best process in Massachusetts.
Awesome. Well, we wish you a lot of luck. Go enjoy your guests. Enjoy the night. Enjoy the moment. And thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. This episode of What's the Buzz has been brought to you by Cote Law Group. We thank you for your generous support. When it comes to wills, trusts, and estate planning, they're the team you can trust.